All right, so the next handout is 18F. And so what we're going to do for the rest of this chapter is we're going to just basically go through every gland or every major gland of the body and just talk about what hormone they produce and what these hormones do. So the hypothalamus and pituitary gland were in the brain. We're going to continue talking about glands in the brain with the pineal gland, the thyroid, and the thymus. And we're just going to go through the pathway of how these hormones are produced and then what they do. All right. So first of all, the pineal gland is pretty straightforward because the pineal gland, remember, is located kind of at the base of our diencephalon, and it produces the hormone melatonin. Melatonin then targets our thalamus of the brain to regulate our sleep and wake cycles. So remember, we produce melatonin when we're ready to go to bed. Sunlight is going to inhibit melatonin, and then darkness stimulates the pineal gland to secrete melatonin. So melatonin is produced to have us go to bed at night and be awake during the day. That's melatonin's job. Now, the other two, the thyroid hormones and the thymus, are both controlled, if you remember from handout 14A, by this releasing hormone in the hypothalamus called thyrotropin releasing hormone. Thyrotropin releasing hormone targets the anterior pituitary, and it causes the production of this hormone called thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone then targets both our thyroid and our thymus. So let's just follow this procedure down. So with our thyroid gland, thyroid stimulating hormone is going to stimulate the thyroid. The thyroid, remember, is in our throat. The thyroid gland is going to produce two hormones, triiodothyronine and thyroxine, or T3 and T4. Now, these thyroid hormones target all of our tissues for metabolism. All of those chemical reactions are going to be regulated and controlled by thyroid hormones. So we need to know this process and what triiodothyronine. I love saying this hormone. This hormone makes you sound smart. What did you learn in school today? I learned triiodothyronine and thyroxine. These hormones, known as thyroid hormones, are always stimulating metabolism. Then remember, thyroid stimulating hormone tells the thymus to make thymosin. The thymus is this organ sitting on top of our heart, remember? We've been looking at it in lab. We've been looking at it under the microscope, so we know it. And remember, thymosin is going to target the thymus itself to produce T cells and B cells. So that's all there is to this handout. Kind of just a continuation of what we were talking about in 14A, but kind of cool. So, just make sure that you are working on making a list of these hormones, where they come from, where they go, what organ they affect, and of course, what they do.